Intermittent fasting has become growingly popular over the past couple of years. There's been countless studies popping up left and right supporting the idea that this lifestyle change may be one of the most beneficial eating habits out there. And that's why in this video we're going to cover 4 things. 1. What is intermittent fasting? 2. How does it work? 3. What are the benefits of it, along with studies to back this up? And 4. How to properly do it. If you'd like to skip ahead, I will add timestamps in the description box below. So let's begin. What is intermittent fasting? The first thing I want to clarify is that it's not a diet. We're not going to talk about what types of food you should eat or what you should avoid. Intermittent fasting is an eating pattern. It's all about controlling the times you do decide to eat. We live in a culture that sort of glorifies breakfast. From a very young age, we're taught a healthy breakfast keeps you energized throughout the day. Funny enough, this campaign was largely pushed out by cereal companies as a way to market their product. Intermittent fasting actually condones this habit. In fact, it suggests that you skip breakfast altogether. By skipping certain meals, you're able to keep your body in a fasted state for a longer period of time, and this is where all of the benefits come from. So how does intermittent fasting work? Well, to begin, your body is always in either a fasted state or a feasting state. Right after you eat, it takes your body a couple of hours, anywhere from 8 to 12, to completely process the food. During this state, your body breaks down the food, absorbs the nutrients, and obtains the majority of the energy for activities from the fuel provided by this food. This means that the majority of the calories that you burn during a feasting state will be from the food you just consumed, as opposed to the fat already stored in your body. 8 to 12 hours after your last meal, you enter a fasted state. For many of us, this is out of the norm, because the moment we wake up, we tend to make ourselves breakfast. However, for hundreds of thousands of years, functioning in a fasted state was considered normal for both humans as well as many other animals. During this state, our bodies will reach into our fat storages and burn fat as fuel. There are also numerous other benefits that come along with this state. Intermittent fasting is all about allowing our bodies to enter this fasted state on a regular basis so that we can claim these benefits. So what are the benefits of intermittent fasting? And of course, with studies to back up these claims. Number 1 is weight loss. When our bodies consume food, we produce insulin. The more sensitive your body is to insulin, the more likely your body will use that food as fuel instead of storing it as fat. A study conducted by Niels Halberg found that our bodies are most sensitive to insulin following a period of fasting. This means that by fasting and then eating in a controlled time period, we prevent our body from putting on more fat than if we just ate throughout the day. Another reason why intermittent fasting helps people lose weight is because it's naturally calorie restricting. A lot of skeptics out there like to reason that, oh, if you skip breakfast, you're more likely to binge eat when you are allowed to eat. Well, studies have actually found that this is not the case. By removing the amount of meals you have throughout the day, people on average tend to eat 28% less calories. Number 2 is that it promotes muscle growth while losing weight. A common problem a lot of people have when they're on a diet is muscle loss. It seems as if when you eat at a calorie deficit, which means less than the normal amount of calories your body needs to function, our bodies start breaking down muscle as well. This is not the case for intermittent fasting. In fact, a study conducted by the University of British Columbia found that intermittent fasting actually promotes muscle growth. So that means you get to lose fat while gaining more muscle. Number 3 is that it allows you to live longer. When you take a mouse and you reduce the amount of calories it consumes by 30%, it has been found over and over that that mouse will live 30% longer. And this phenomenon has been tested on hundreds of different animals and organisms with the exact same results. The only animal we've yet to test this on is humans, but many scientists still believe that our bodies will follow this same rule. By restricting your calories, you will likely live longer. Intermittent fasting naturally restricts your calories. Number 4, it increases the amount of human growth hormones in your body. The amount of HGH, or human growth hormone, in your body skyrockets during a fast. One study found that by fasting for just 24 hours, your HGH is increased by a whopping 1,360% in males and 470% in females. Well, what are the benefits of higher levels of HGH? Well, there's a ton, so I'm just going to list them all out. Healthier immune system, improved skin health, better sleep, enhanced cognitive function, quicker healing, improved heart health, lowered fat mass, optimized lean muscle mass, and higher exercise capacity. It's an all-around indicator of better health, and intermittent fasting allows you to reach these levels. Number 5 is that it protects you against disease. There's a bunch of studies that have found that intermittent fasting protects you against various forms of disease. A study run by Krista Varady found that it protected you against heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and cancer. Another study conducted by a Professor Halagapa found that it protects against Alzheimer's disease. So by now you're probably wondering, wow, intermittent fasting seems great. I want to try it. So how exactly does one start? Well, the great news is that all you have to do is sit down and decide when your feeding periods will be. Now, there are different variations of intermittent fasting. Some people do the 16-8, there's the 18-4, there's the 5-2, some even fast for entire days at a time. For the purposes of this video, we're going to speak about the most commonly accepted form of intermittent fasting, the 16-8. Basically, what that means is that you are not allowed to eat for a 16-hour period, but then you are allowed to eat whatever you want during the 8-hour period. So let's say that you want your feeding period to start at noon. So you're allowed to eat from 12 noon to 8 p.m. Then for the next 16 hours, from 8 p.m. to 12 noon, you have to fast. This means that you cannot eat anything, but you are allowed to drink water or tea or even coffee, as long as you don't add sugar or milk. You can pick and choose when your feeding period starts, but it's easiest to have your fast during the time period where you sleep, because that's essentially 8 hours where you don't have to worry about feeling hungry. What you'll also find is that by sticking to this eating regimen, you quickly feel less hungry during the fasting period. Our bodies seem to adapt rather quickly. If you want to work out, most people recommend working out right before your feasting window opens, so that the moment you finish working out, you can eat food, which helps your muscles recover. Besides that, that's really all there is to it. For me personally, I love the cognitive benefits that come along with intermittent fasting. It allows me to focus for hours on work that I need to do, and that's why I highly recommend all of you guys to at least try this eating habit out. This episode was sponsored and brought to you by Blue Apron. Blue Apron allows you to create delicious, chef-designed recipes at the convenience of your home. All of the ingredients are farm fresh and are delivered right to your doorstep in the exact proportions. That means no trips to the grocery store and no waste from unused ingredients. They offer a wide selection of recipes to choose from and are always adding new dishes to their menus each week. For those of you concerned about the quality of your food, Blue Apron offers only the highest of quality ingredients. The ingredients are also sourced from local suppliers, which means you'll be helping out your community. They offer two types of plans, the 2-person plan and the family plan. We decided to opt for the 2-person plan, which includes 3 separate meals, each with 2 servings. Each meal comes with a recipe and checkoff list that will guide you step by step throughout the cooking process, so that your final product comes out delicious and just like a chef would have prepared. Blue Apron is running a special promotion today on this channel. The first 50 viewers will get 3 meals off of their next Blue Apron order for absolutely free. The link is in the description box below, so move swiftly, guys. Stay tuned.